Luke requesting coffee.
I'd say. Hello, sports fans. Welcome to the G. Forbes Athletic Center on this lovely Sunday morning for some women's volleyball. We have the University of St. Anne Dragons taking on your UNBSJ Seawolves. A little late to the party here starting, but Seawolves currently up 6-3 over the Dragons. Before I go any further, we'd like to thank the season partners. The 2023-2024 season partners are the UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Chartwell's UNB St. John, ACAA TV powered by Sports Canada TV, Domino's Pizza. They have a great deal for students, Beer Bread Pizza, and UNB Residence Life. Another nice point there by the Seawolves, who have extended their lead now to 4. Nice serve there by Gendron. Gendron? All right, back now to serve for the Dragons is number 8. That's Monique Muse, possibly. There's a chance that I pronounce some of these names wrong as we go through, so if you guys hear at home me saying anything wrong, just throw it in the chat. Let me know, and I'll try not to get it wrong again. Big block there by Emily Eagers. Eagers, a second-year left side, it has written down here, but I believe the last 2 games she's been predominantly playing on the right side. She's a second-year right side out of Petawawa, Ontario. There you go. Nice serve there by the Seawolves, putting the pressure on, and the Dragons aren't able to field it. So Seawolves off to a really, really nice start, up 9-4 through the first 13 points. Head coach of the Dragons, Gabriel Jacques, going to call himself a timeout to try and get his team a little bit more organized here. Not the start that you want. And on the flip side, the Seawolves have to be happy with how this start has gone. They had a great game yesterday. I think they've played really well at home all season, to be honest. Played a great game yesterday against Stu. From what I recall, I believe they took that 3-0, although it was a close game. I think they only won by 1 or 2 points each set, each of them. But a great home win for them. And let me take a look here what USA's record is so far this season. I usually have the stats in front of me, but not today. All right. No. St. Anne, currently actually 0-4 on the season, where UNBSJ stands 1-2. Really nice swing out of the back there by Gendron. And another big block there by Eagers and Wilson. Nice dig on a really, really well driven serve. Bit of a scramble point here. Wow. Oh, no. That's and the Seawolves celebrate the net touch. Lots of really nice stuff there by Sydney Flower. There's only one rotation for a middle while they'll be in the back court. She had a good dig there. She had a nice serve, and then she stepped in confidently and made a nice set to the outside as well. Takes a little off of that one. Oh, that's a nice swing. Real nice effort there by number 10. That's Jillian McDonald on the Dragons. Coming in from the right side. As far as I could see, we'll see here now. But, really nice high, hard swing to the outside, inside the block. Oh, yeah, she's a lefty, which is actually really, really nice for a right side. Just gives them more options. Wow. Wow. Really nice set there out of the middle back by Gendron to get that over her head and push it all the way to the pin for Robichaud. Robichaud puts a nice I feel like a broken record saying high, hard swing all the time on it, but a real nice swinger by Robichaud driving it to the back of the court. And taking the lead, extending the lead, I should say, to 7 at the time, and now up to 8 with a great serve from Eagers. So everything coming up Seawolves so far. Another great serve. Eagers fired up about it. And another timeout called by the Dragons. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everything right now kind of going the Seawolves' way. So yesterday, it seems like yesterday was the Seawolves' first win of the season. So it's good to see them kind of building off that momentum and starting this game hot as well. I was saying yesterday that I was pretty impressed with how many options this Seawolves team has. I think that their first option would be Robichaud, but they have a lot of really, really good options across the court, you know, and how they can get it done and who they can trust to get them a point in crunch time. I think Gendron is an awesome option. I think Eagers has played really well. When Sydney Flower and Haley Wilson get it in their wheelhouse, they're both really explosive out of the middle. So a lot of depth on this Seawolves team, who seem to be catching a bit of a stride here. I'm a little bit less familiar with the Dragons. You know, just being the home commentator here for the Seawolves, I only get to see these teams when they come to town. So not a whole lot of insight in that, but as the game goes on, we'll get a better feel for the people that they lean on and the stronger players on the squad. I should probably introduce the lineups here. We have on the court right now for the Dragons, we have number 15, Megan D'Entremont. We have number 10, already mentioned, Jillian McDonald. The setter is number 9. That's Jacqueline Bright. She's a third-year setter out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Ooh. Big swing there by D'Entremont. D'Entremont just owning the net. That's a double, yep. Yeah, to continue with the lineup, we have number 3 for the Dragons. That's Abby Dupre. Second year left side. Out of Moncton. Wow, really nice serve from Eagers. It's not still Eagers serving, is it? What a shot. Just to that hole in the back of the defense. We call that a hole shot. In between the middle back and the right side playing up down the line. So it's not an easy spot to land a shot, but if you can do it, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Playing libero for the Dragons is Michaela Addington. She's from Church Point, Nova Scotia. And now up at the net for the Dragons, number 14. That is Sophie. Oh, no. I mean, I would imagine it's pronounced Lager. There's 2 of them on the team, too. I should probably do their family listening from home a service and get it pronounced correctly. I'm going to say Lager. You know, they're a French team. And if I'm not saying it right, please, you know, let me know in the comments. Great block there by the Seawolves. But yeah, unfortunately the St. Anne Dragons right now are 0-4. The rest of the league, from top to bottom here, we have MSVU leading the conference at 3-0. Mount Allison Mounties coming up next at 2-0. And then we have a couple of teams vying all around that middle area. So King's College, the University of King's College is 1-0. Crandall is 2-1. Holland is 2-1. Stu, the St. Thomas University, Stu and UNBSJ are 1-2. Dal AC is 1-3. And then, your St. Anne Dragons are 0-4. Score currently 18-6. That's long. Yep, great call. Yeah, score now 18-7, I should say, for the Seawolves. So a nice strong start for them today. Back now to serve for the Dragons is number 15. That's Megan D'Entremont. Pass handled well. The old give and go. One of the most universal plays in all of sports. Great pass there by Gendron. And Carrie, the setter, goes back to her with a really nice set and lets her finish off what she started. Back now to serve is Haley Wilson. Haley Wilson was playing a lot of right side for this Seawolves squad last year, and I think that that switch for her to middle has been a really welcome one. She's from the games I've seen this year. She's been playing really, really nicely. She's that tall presence in the middle, and I think she's got just a good natural sense for, you know, moving along the net and blocking. That one going to go off the hands of the defense for the Dragons, so another point for the Seawolves. Back now to serve is the setter. I believe it's Amy Carey. Meaning going to the net now is Eagers. The Seawolves have to be happy with the have to be happy with the lineup they have at the front right now. Gendron, Eagers, and Flowers is a really, really strong front three. This is it's interesting the positioning of the service there for the. I wish I had said it before. This is the one rotation, and maybe we'll see it again here. Oh, yeah, we will now because of the serve receive. This is the one rotation where Gendron, the left side, gets to hit right side for a rotation, and likely based on the coaching decision, she'll stay there for the whole point and just stay on that right side. And I remember in my years playing power, it was always such a treat going and hitting on that right side because it's such a different and shorter approach. I don't think that many would argue that it's probably an easier ball to hit, and as a left side, you get to kind of lick your chops and go to town on it. Instead, Carey with a really beautiful set to the middle there, just a little baby hop and changes the ball. It's kind of tough to do what she did there, staying on the ground. You kind of need to flip your hips in the air to find your middle there, and job well done to find Flower in the middle, who puts it off the block and takes the point. That's tight. Oh, a good job by Bright to stay off the net there. But just a little bit too tight to be able to do anything really meaningful with that set. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a miscommunication on the Dragons side as that one falls to the ground. That one's just going to get bumped over, so the offense for the great push. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, when you get a ball coming over like that, just over bumped into the middle, and you kind of know that you're going to get the opportunity to run any option that you want, it becomes so tough on the defense. The middles have to stay home because the middle on the other side is such an option. And then when Carey flips that out to Power, she knows that probably her best hitter, Robichaux, has a nice one-on-one matchup. And as you can see there, that's the result you get. Looks like Coach Colin Chambers is going to put in a little bit of fresh blood here with the game pretty much in control. So we're going to see a little bit of number 13 coming into the game. That's Marina Villator. She's a first-year middle out of, oh my goodness, Ogunquit, and I believe that's Maine. So a little bit of American influence on the court at the moment. That's the USA point. And then we also are getting some action from Jenna Lawrence. She's a first-year left side from Fredericton. Long. So everything coming up Seawolves that first one. Final score of the first set, 25-11. As we rotate here into the second, I think that if you're head coach Colin Chambers, you have to be happy by the team's effort there. When you're up that big late into a set, it can be easy to kind of get sloppy and maybe take your foot off the gas a little bit. But the Seawolves team played strong to the end, and credit to them for that. And if you're the Dragons, I think there's probably some little things that you could instantly fix that would make that game look more competitive. Missed serves, contact errors, letting balls hit the ground, little things like that you can kind of control on your side would definitely have made that game look a little bit more competitive, and would probably be where this team is looking to make their biggest strides coming into this next set. I don't imagine that we'll see much of a lineup change here from the Dragons as of yet, although it's hard to say what we'll see from UNBSJ here. It looked like Colin Chambers was looking to get some of the other players on his team some more game reps near the end of that set, and it makes you wonder if that was something that he did because it was closer to the end of the set, or maybe it's something that he'll be confident to do heading in here to the second. Right off the bat, seeing Robichaux come back out leads me to believe that he's probably going to roll with his starters here again. And maybe as the game goes on, we'll see some more, some new blood kind of put onto the court. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the unceded and unsurrendered traditional territory of the Wolastoqiyik, whose ancestors, along with the Mi'kmaq and Passamaquoddy nations, signed peace and friendship treaties with the British Crown. The St. John campus is located at Menaquask, now called St. John. Menaquask today is home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. Our live broadcast is brought to you by ACAA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV. Be sure to subscribe to our Seawolves YouTube channel for all the action this season. That's the channel that you're tuned into right now if you're hearing me. So scroll over and hit subscribe. You know, not only is there some awesome men and women's volleyball throughout the year, but there's some awesome soccer and basketball teams also with their seasons underway. And if you fire that, if you click that subscribe button, you know, you'll be notified when some of these games are going live. You know, maybe you got nothing to do on a Wednesday night and you go onto your YouTube and you see that there's some Seawolves stuff going on, so you just check in. So it doesn't look like we're making any changes on the Seawolves side. Maybe, actually it looks like we've got a couple of new faces on the USA side. For those that don't know, USA meaning University of St. Anne. I'll try and do my best to kind of point out the new players as they get involved, but some of the ways that they kind of orient themselves in serve receive makes it hard for me to see all of them. I think number 5 is new. That's Katya Ivanov. She's a first-year middle out of Dieppe. Back now to serve is number 9. That's Jacqueline Bright, the setter. Nice pass by Saad. Nice high, hard swing there by Gendron. She's great at that. Actually, to be honest, both of the outside hitters on UNBSJ are. I believe, you know, making sure that they get those hard-driven top spin type shots out of almost any ball you send their way. So Gendron back now to serve. Just trickles over. What a block by Flower. Eagers goes up on 1 and sends that one back. Another one just trickling over the tape. That's back-to-back like that. It makes it really tough for a team to play serve receive around. And she follows it up with a nice hard-driven deep one. That's a really nice swing by Kiana Bordeaux. That's another first-year player out of Tricadie, New Brunswick. So a lot of New Brunswick players on this St. Anne team, despite the fact that they're all the way up in Nova Scotia. That's a nice piece. Yep. Real nice float serve on that ball. You could read the label on it. Little tight. Yeah. Carrie instantly knew what she made there. You know, good for her to look at her team and say my bad, but to some extent that's tough, right? It's not easy to cleanly contact that ball while you're also trying to do your best to stay off the net. And that's another awesome serve. You know, for folks that have never played volleyball, it's hard to understand exactly why something like a float serve would ever be better than, you know, those really impressive spin serves that you see, but that one's going to float long. But, you know, when a float serve's really moving, I would say that most passers would say it's more difficult to pass than a spin serve. just because, you can't. There's no way of telling exactly what it's going to do. At least with a spin serve, you can tell where it's going to go and, how fast it's coming down. A float serve, not even the server themselves kind of know what's going to happen at the end of it. So back-to-back missed serves in this one. Going to get the serves back to the Dragons. Serving that one was number 5. That's Ivanov. Ivanov, maybe. If anybody knows, if I'm saying something wrong, fire it in the chat. Looks like there's 70 there watching right now, so let me know. Ivanov serving again. Really nice serve. That's 2 in a row by her. Oh. Little miscommunication there between Wilson and Carey. Wilson looks over at Carey, and Carey asks her if she wants it a little bit higher. I would imagine that was probably the issue there, but honestly, a fairly good run. They've been running a lot of those push sets, so despite the fact that one wasn't able to be successful, it was nice to see them run a traditional, one set to the middle. Eagers tries her best to go and get that one, but that's tough. As crazy as it sounds, being off the net like that and getting yourself a running start into that jump makes it harder than if you were able to just stand underneath it and jump straight up. You might be able to jump higher with that little bit of extra, running momentum, but you need to do so much to avoid running into the net that it makes it really tough to be able to get to the point of the ball where you can tip that back over. So, best effort there from Eagers. Unfortunately, just not enough on that one as it falls back down on the Seawolves side. So, after what was a really dominant first set for the Seawolves, the USA Dragons have come back out in the second one and are taking it to them, Up 5 early with a score of 9-4. Wow, great swing there by Robichaud. Ooh, nice rep, but great block. The old give and go. Talked about it already. That's the classic. The power pops it up, and especially in that position where Carey, the setter, has to come pulled over so far just to get the ball. Really, your only option there is to pop it back up to Robichaud, and Robichaud puts it away for them. Free ball here, so they should be able to run all their offense. And they run that step to Wilson. That's lovely. So a couple really nice points coming out of the timeout there for the Seawolves. Being down 5, now only down 2. You have to be happy if your head coach Colin Chambers about how they responded. So they trade timeouts to some extent. Now the Dragons taking one, still up 2, but that timeout where they say, "Hey guys, let's just take a breath, see what's going on out there." Sometimes as a head coach, it's hard to see exactly. Maybe or hard to understand exactly what the players are seeing out there and maybe what they think their good matchups are or good opportunities are. So Nice serve there by Eagers. Dragons aren't able to handle it. Goes off the hands, and now just a 1-point game. Wow. Nice bump there by 12, the libero, Michaela Addington, to get that to the outside and allow for her power there, number 13, Joelle Legier. Hope it's Legier, maybe it's Lager, but I'm going to say Legier to get a nice high hard swing on that. All right, so we got some new bodies in the court here for the Seawolves. We got Quigley coming in for Carey, and we got number 12 coming in. Well, actually, technically, we have Quigley coming in for Eager, and we have number 12, Jesslyn Roy, coming in for Carey. That's that classic 6-2 setter and right side switch. It's done to, wow, great job by Robichaud to make that work. It's done to, always have 3 hitters at the front of the net, and you can do it if you trust that you have 2 really good setters on the team. And what I mean by that is instead of the setter Carey rotating to the front of the court, which she typically would if she wasn't getting subbed out, and having her have to block their powers on the other side and having her take away one of those front court options, instead they switch their right side that's coming to the back of the court with another setter, and they switch Carey, their setter, with the right side, Jesslyn Roy, so that they can always maintain that presence of 3 hitters and blockers at the front of the net. Robichaud back now to serve. Ooh, that's tough. Nice use. Wow. Really nice hands there by 14, Paige Hoban. She got pulled really close to that attack line there, and you're actually, as a libero, you're not allowed to volley a ball if you're on the attack line or in front of the attack line. But she navigated that line nicely. Oh wow, good job by Wilson there to make that work. She navigated that line nicely. Oh, another nice push. She got some nice hands. We got a rally here, folks. And Gendron ends it with a nice, hard, driven swing into the hands. That's going to bounce off the hands, fall out of bounds, and give the point. And now a 2-point lead to this Seawolves team. Oh, handled well by the Dragons. The tip. Oh, but great job. I don't know. Lift, maybe? Yeah, okay, maybe. Paige Hoban doing a great job there in her libero role. As I say that, she gets switched out for Saad. The reason that's being done, I would imagine, is because head coach Colin Chambers feels a little bit more comfortable with Saad as a serve receiver, and then is happy to have Hoban in there on the defensive side. From just for that rally point focus. So coming into the game after Haley Wilson serve, being that Haley Wilson's the middle, they're not going to have a libero in the game at the moment. But I'd be interested to see the next time that they have the serve, if it'll be Hoban or Saad in the game. Really nice serve from Wilson. Another really nice serve from Wilson. That one's just got to go over. The Seals going to be able to run their offense here. Yeah, that's really nice. I know it may not seem much different than your typical power set, but Gendron comes in a lot quicker on that one and comes in a little bit tighter to the middle to, 1, change up the tempo in which you have to block her, and 2, change up the position on the net in which you need to block her. And that's clearly something that's, this team the overbump kill. That's clearly something that this team has communicated and worked on, where if they know they have a free ball and they know they're going to get a perfect pass, that they're not just running their standard high ball offense. They're going to run basically a play. It's funny to say because it's not like basketball or football where almost every time there's a possession, there's a play. But sometimes when you are in those situations where the whole team's on the same page and they know that they have the opportunity to have a perfect pass coming to them, they'll run basically a play where they'll adjust their hitting routes and their hitting positions and put some more pressure on the defense. That ball catches Bordeaux a little high and tries to take a slap at it, but unfortunately gets called for the double. And that'll lead head coach Gabriel Jacques to call a timeout and try and get his team focused and in a better position to try and come back from this 5-point down. It's tough. They were up 5 early. I remember at one point the score was 9-4, and since then the Seawolves have gone on a 13-3 run. So if you're head coach Colin Chambers, you got to be happy with that. But if you're the Dragons, you need to settle in here. Starts with a pass. If you want to run your offense and you want to be able to put pressure on the Seawolves defense, you got to make sure that on the serve receive, you're getting balls up to your setter so that she can have some options. Wow, look at look how quickly the Seals are back on the court versus the Dragons taking their time. And okay, so like we said, now they're the Seawolves are back to serve. We have Hoban in the game versus Sod, and now that the Dragons are going to serve, we'll see Sod coming back into the game for Hoban. So a miss serve, we call that a coaching point for the Dragons and for head coach Jacques. Nice push. Nice push there from Quigley and a good high swing from Gendron. Ooh, Sod pushes a little tight. Couple one-handers. Lovely push by Robichaud. Dang. And that's kind of what we talk about, right? So that step around set that you watch to the middle, you can't run that unless everybody's on the same page. There's just not enough time to do that out of reaction. It has to be out of expectation. And the only reason that they're able to do so is once that free ball came over, Robichaud gets into position and throws a really nice 3-ball to the setter. And once that ball's going and everybody sees that it's a perfect pass, that's kind of your cue as a hitter to go into the play, to not run your standard route, but to do the, whatever you guys have developed as your play for passes like that. I should also say that despite the fact that Robichaud is likely their best or at least most efficient hitter, she does all the little things really well as well. She's been an amazing passer and server today. And just shows a lot of really, great ability for only being a second-year player. Unfortunately, that one from Gendron is going to go into the net. Going to make the score 20-14. Nice touch there by Saad. Quigley just going to have to get it up. Robichaud unfortunately not able to get enough topspin on that one to drop it in. Yeah, and a rare miscommunication, I'll say, between Robichaud and Saad there, where they kind of both expected the other person to grab it. That's going to fall to the floor, and now just a 4-point lead for the Seawolves. Serving for the Dragons is number 14. That's Sophia Legier, but an awesome swing by Flower to take back the point and the momentum. Flower will now head back to the service line, and into the game comes Haley Wilson. Haley Wilson, a second-year middle out of Nakawik, New Brunswick. We love Nakawik around here. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, so for those that don't know in volleyball, you're entitled to your side of the net, basically, especially on a second hit. On a third hit, at that point, the Seawolves are allowed to penetrate the net and do what they want to do to try and stop that ball from coming to their side. But if it's only been contacted once or twice, and someone like Wilson in that position is deemed to have touched the ball before it crossed the plane of the net, that's interference, and it's something that she's not allowed to do. So that's what you saw there as far as that call. A nice swing off the hands there for the Dragons, too. And, now they're right back in it. Only 3 points down. That's unfortunate, though. You need those serves to at the very least go in. You want them to have a little bit of power on them, and you obviously want them to be putting pressure on the defense, but you can't make a rally around missed serves. Quigley now back to serve. A nice high, hard swing from the Dragons is going to go out the back, but there's a net violation on the Seawolves. So a couple of errors here from the Seawolves in the last couple points is letting the Dragons hang around here. That's long. Great job by Saad to kind of follow it to the back line before for sure letting it go. You never want to wish a ball out of bounds. And, good job by Sophia Saad just to, take a couple of steps back, make sure that she knows where her lines are there before she fully, commits to letting it go. It's 23-19 now. Setter's out. Nice push. Yeah, I said it before. I'll say it again. Hoban has some nice hands and is a really, really good and effective piece for the Seawolves in that libero spot. Also, great swing there by Jesselyn Roy out of the right side. Probably one of the better swings we've seen today out of that right side position. So now game point. No room for error if you're the what a job by Hoban. It's up. Wow, well done. Nice run to the middle there to close out the second set. 25-19. Seawolves going to take that one now up 2-0. You know what you like to see from the USA there, especially from their captain Jacqueline Bright. Despite being down 2-0, I think they played a lot better that game when they're rotating through there. She takes a second to stop with each one of her teammates as they cross through, and just make sure that they're keeping their heads high, and they're making eye contact and still in it. You're definitely not out of a game down 2-0. Yesterday we saw the St. Thomas Tommies men's team go down 2-0 to the men's UNBSJ team, and brought it back to 2-2 before going into the fifth. And even in the fifth, they led 13-9. Now UNBSJ would eventually come back and steal that win from them to some extent. But going down 2-0, it's not over. And I think what you saw from captain Jacqueline Bright there, Jacqueline Bright was really good, making sure that her team is still engaged and still believing in themselves. I think I need to talk about some sponsors here. Or no, I need to tell you guys not to forget to follow the Seawolves on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Their handle on all three is the same, and it's UNBSJ Seawolves. That's at UNBSJ Seawolves. It's the same for the YouTube channel that you're watching right now, which you should, of course, already be subscribed to. But if you're not, hit that subscribe button. Also, shout out to the Chartwell Athletes of the Week, Kate Griffin from the women's basketball team and Adam Gauthier from the men's volleyball team. And shout out to our Beer Bread Pizza Athletes of the Month. Beer Bread Pizza is a new establishment here in St. John, and it is deadly. If you've never been, they have some awesome food and drink, and just a really good environment in there. So go check it out if you can. The Beer Bread Pizza Athletes of the Month for October are Josie Splitgerber from the women's soccer team and Abdurrahman Gadura from the men's soccer team. So congratulations to them. They probably got themselves a free meal out of it. Looks like we are rolling with Jesslyn Roy and Ava Quigley at the right side in the setters positions. I noticed that they subbed out Carey and Eagers last set, and I thought it was because they were doing that 6-2. But it looks like head coach Colin Chambers is trying to get some different looks and get some players some more game reps. Oh, wow. Quigley with a real aggressive bump there to try and to feed her her power. You know, I expected for sure that she was just going to fire that one straight into the air, but instead she gets aggressive, puts it out to the pin, puts it right in Gendron's wheelhouse, and Gendron's able to put it away. That serve from Quigley is going to go long. So the two teams trade points to start this third set. Back now to serve number 13. That's Joelle Legier. Oh, that's incredible. Number 10 for USA there, Jillian McDonald. This set's a little in a funny spot where she can't even really jump to hit it. She just tries to down ball it, but Sydney Flowers says, no soup for you. Back on a serve is Gendron. Man, I can't tell you the benefit that the Seawolves have having two really good spin servers in Gendron and Robichaux. You know, I said earlier, I think at the perfect level that, you know, maybe floats are a little bit more complicated, but by the same merit, you so rarely see spin serves in the female game that it really provides some issues that a lot of these teams aren't familiar with. And because of that, I think it really, you know, gives SJ an advantage in that sense, especially for two of them to have such great spin serves like they do. That one goes into the net there for Roy. Unfortunately, not able to sneak it over. Back now to serve for USA is number 8. That's Monique Muse. She's from Tuscott, Nova Scotia. Great pass from Gendron. Another great pass from Gendron. Bang! And Quigley doing a really good job to find Flower there, despite, you know, being pulled a little bit closer to the pin Still keeps that the arc of the ball a little lower to find her middle on time, and Flower able to put that one away. So Flower now back to serve. She's got a really hard-driven serve. Wilson. Yeah, see, I mean, that's similar to the play we saw from Wilson earlier, and the only difference is, the 2 or 3 milliseconds that it takes for the ball to cross the plane is all it takes for that play to be legal. And that one, there was no doubt about it. It broke the plane of the net, and Wilson sends it back. Unfortunately for Flower, that one's going to go out the back. So point to the Dragons. And now into the game is number 10, Jillian McDonald. That one goes into the net. As in an extend, the Seawolves lead to 2. Back now to serve is number 12. That's Jesselyn Roy. That one goes long. So I think that's 3 missed serves in a row. Not exactly the volleyball we're all out here to watch. Back now to serve is Sophie Legier, looking to break that streak. Really nice serve. Oof. Haley Wilson has blocked really, really well today. I think she's going to be really happy with how she's played. Nice serve. Oh, the gator. Oh. That is such an awesome serve there by Robichaud. A timeout call there by head coach Jacques to try and give his team a little bit of a breather here. This is a must-win set now for them. Down 2-0 already. They can't really afford to lose anymore. And, down 3 early. He's hoping to weather the storm and maybe at the very least steal his team a coaching point by, as they say, icing the kicker. But icing the server in this situation and maybe giving her a little bit more time to think about the serve and possibly getting her head a little bit with it. Following this game, we have the men's volleyball game. That one is an absolute must-see, to be honest with you folks. UNBSJ taking on the University of San Ann Dragons, both of the men's team, but those are the only 2 teams remaining that are undefeated in that league. So those are the top of the crop going against each other. I think that they haven't yet played this year. I mean, they obviously haven't. They're both undefeated. But I believe that USA took their game when they played in the warm-up tournament, the tip-off tournament that they call it. So that'll be a great one. It'll be exciting to see. Who comes out of that one with the W. Great serve there by Robichaud. Wow, and great job by Wilson to stay on that net. I should say, stay off the net while still controlling that plane. That one's just going to get rolled over. Handled really well by Robichaud. And a great tip by Quigley. I think Carey is the pretty cemented starter on this team, but I think if you're head coach Colin Chambers, you have to be happy with what you've seen from Quigley in these in the times that you've been able to put her in. Not only has she shown good hands and game sense and decision making, but she offers a bit of a taller presence out there than you'd get with Carey, and tips like that are a little bit easier when you have a bit of a taller option. You don't have to pop it up so high. It's almost just like a bit of a flick over the net, and I think she's done a great job. Oh. And a bit of a funny little smirk there from 15 on the Dragons, Megan D'Entremont. as that one just trickles over and steals a point for the Dragons. I hate that. I hate that part of it, you know. And in every other net sport, when a ball hits the tape like that, there's some sort of stoppage of play, or at least some sort of addressing of what happened. Not in volleyball. Back now to serve, Haley Wilson. Oof. How high is the net? Too high. That one just hits the tape. It's going to fall short and give the point to the Dragons. So now 10-8 for the Dragons, right in it. Serving is your setter and captain, number 9. That's Jacqueline Bright. Nice deep serve on that one. Pushes the Seals kind of out of position. But a really nice job by Robichaud to get aggressive on that. It would have been so easy to step in and bump that over and, you know, allow for the Dragons to run their offense. Instead, just deciding to, hey, you know, get your feet in the right position to get a high, hard swing on that. Even though it hits the tape, it still puts a lot more pressure on the defense where they're not kind of automatically in attack mode anymore. Long, yep. Flower with some funny body language on not touching that one. That was a really, really nice serve by Quigley, but also a very nice pass. Oof. This one's just going to have to go over. Robichaud with another 3-ball. I mean, I've said it before, but just a really well-rounded game. Setter's out on this one, so we're going to see another. Oh, see that one? Had a little bit of spin on it. Bang. Awesome swing there by Gendron. Slices the court. The cross-court defender tries to get a piece of it, but can't get any good wood on it to pop it up for her team. And the Seawolves now extend their lead to 5. Quigley on a nice little serving streak here. Dang, that's a good serve. This one's just going to have to come over free. It'll be interesting to see what the Seawolves do here. Unfortunately, Roy doesn't get enough top spin on that one, and he's going to send it out the back. A good job by Robichaud to follow that one out. I'd be interested to see where it would have landed. It was close. And I've said before, you never want to wish a ball out. And if it is close, you always want to err on the safe side. Just play it. But that was a really deep overbump by them. And credit to them. I think it kind of, the deepness of that overbump is what made it tough for the Seawolves to run their offense. Really nice serve there by number 13. That's Legier to take another point for them. So now back just to within 3. Ooh, but unfortunately, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That hard-driven float serve is going to go into the net. And give the ball back to the Seawolves. So now Gendron back to serve. She's been serving really well today. That spin serve that we talked about earlier. Yep, right on cue. Ace. Similar to what we just saw from Legier, you know, one great serve into the net. So I think missed serves so far have kind of been a story of the day for both teams. And it's kind of hurt either team's ability to really go on long, extended runs. You know, we've seen runs of 3 and 4 points from each team, a couple more from the Seawolves, but those really nice 5-6 point runs, you know, they're just not possible if you can't consistently serve the ball. Back now to serve. I mean, that isn't to say that neither of these teams can. It's just, especially in this set, it's felt a little exaggerated. Back now to serve is Muse, or possibly Muse. Wow, I mean, that's going to go over. Setter out. Great job by Saw just to step in and. I feel like a broken record talking about all these all these nice swings that Robichaud's been able to get on the ball today. But I think I've used the term before. There's something that we used to call a garbage man, or I guess in her case a garbage woman, where they sometimes when they aren't able to get the best sets on the ball, they just kind of throw the ball up to the person that they know will be able to get some good wood on it and has enough body control and reaction time and game sense to get underneath the ball and be able to get a swing on it. And Robichaud's been doing that amazingly today. All right, so 17-12 here in the third. Game slightly starting to get away from USA here. They're definitely going to have to rally if they want to have a chance still. It's not over, and we've seen, like I said, we saw Stu yesterday come back from a situation like this to force a fifth. So it's doable, but head coach Jacques going to give his team a second here to take a breather and get them in the right position. You can see that this one, sometimes they call these timeouts, and it's just like, a momentum thing. Just want everybody to take a breath. But he's got some real coaching points that he's sharing with them here. Looks that it maybe could be about positioning on serve receive, or where he wants him to be when maybe someone like a Robichaud is hitting, and the things that he wants to see from them when those situations arise. And he figures that he had to make sure that they hear and see that now, because they're starting to run out of room for error here, right? They have 8 more points until this game will be over for them, and if the comeback's going to happen, it's kind of going to have to start now. Nice high, hard serve there by Flower. And a nice tip. Flower now to serve again. Another great serve, yep. Ooh, that one's just going to go long, unfortunately. So back now to serve for the Dragons is number 10. That's Jillian McDonald. The score now 19-13 for UNBSJ. Bit of a tough pass. And then a bit of a miscommunication there by Roy and Quigley. I think Roy expected Quigley to be a little bit more aggressive in going after that. And it looks like Colin Chambers is kind of saying the same thing to Quigley, like, hey, if you can get there, we want you to be the person to get there, right? That second ball is almost exclusively something that we want our setter to go after. And especially from Roy's position where the ball was, if her setter goes for it, the only person that is like a really viable option for that set is Roy. And I think, she was probably in the right there to back up and try and give some space for Quigley to go after it. But that's also, just something that comes with playing together more. Quigley in her first year here, and, this is probably some of the more extended time that she's been able to play this season, and that'll come. Awesome serve there by Roy to extend the lead now to 7. Seawolves up 21-14. Now I'm just going to have to be tipped over. Quickly going to run the offense. Oh, what a touch there by number 3. That's Abby Desprez. Sorry. Oh, nice job. What a rally there by the Dragons. The high hard swing there by Robichaud on the outside gets dug up by Desprez. They just have to tip it over, but they don't they don't let that bother them. They stay disciplined and are able to dig one up and get a nice set out to the outside and have a winning shot there. Oof. Almost an amazing serve there by Legier. It starts to drop down like those float serves do, but just a little long. So that one's going to go out the back. Score now 22-15 for the Seawolves. Back to service, Robichaux. Gendron going to get herself a break, and into the game comes number 9, Kate McLeod. She's a first year, and she's from right here in St. John, New Brunswick. That's a bomb, man. Just outside, but still. Ooh. A little bit of a miscommunication on the offensive side there from the Seawolves. That one's going to go out of bounds. Haley Wilson now back to serve. She's been a fairly consistent server here all day for the Seawolves. They only need 2 points here to wrap this one up. And I mean, that's just the classic commentator's curse. Haley Wilson, I'm so sorry. So back to serve now is Jacqueline Bright. That's the captain for your Dragons. Oh, great pass by Robichaux. Bomb! That's a bomb. Sydney Flower sends that one to Pound Town. Now the score 24-17. Your Seawolves just 1 point away from putting this game away. Back to serve is Quigley, going through her routine. Nice serve. Wow, another great pass. I mean, just a great overall effort from this UNBSJ team. Lots to like. I think a lot of players had some really good games, and just a full team effort really to get it done today. So they're going to take down the Dragons 3-0. I wish I could remember what the scores of the sets were there, but I believe the first one was 25-15, the second one was 25-19, and then we finished with a 25-17, something like that. But pretty much always in control there by the Seawolves. We're going to take a little bit of a break here as the men's teams warm up, but come back around 1 p.m. as we have the undefeated UNBSJ Seawolves taking on the also undefeated University of St. Anne Dragons. All right, thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you in a bit.